Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video from Overbyte Gaming. I am the majestic Snare and this is my disembodied voice. It's much better than my face, believe me. Anyway, today I wanted to bring to you a little pixelated game review of a game called Noita. And it's a roguelite kind of Dead Cells type game. If you had to sum up in a sentence, it would be that. I'm a bit of a sucker for these kind of games where, although the graphical fidelity isn't high, the actual feeling of the game and the work that's gone into it and the kind of the depth you can get from a game like this is quite stunning. A lot of people have been covering it on YouTube recently, and it only came out within the last week. I've probably already sunk about 12 hours into it, which is ridiculous for what game it is. You basically play a wizard type dude that has a wand, or two wands to start with. One is kind of like a projectile, and the other one is a bomb maker, so you can actually blow up your environment. And the interesting thing is that every pixel in the game is kind of rendered and has physics to it. So not only do you have different substances like water and oil and fire and snow and ash and rock and blood and slime, all this kind of different stuff, but if you set off a bomb, you know, the pixels around it will react. So if there's water dripping onto a fire, it will put the fire out, smoke will rise to the ceiling of the building. As you can probably see on the actual video here, the guy is swimming about in the water after having blown up the wall to where the water was being held. So you get this kind of experience where your character's affected by the substances he's touching. You can pick up new ones that have different abilities and different projectiles and different things, and it's different every time. It's procedurally generated. It's a wonderful little game, and I have spent so many hours in this thing so far. It really does suck you in, because even though it's pixelated, it's got some beautiful kind of style to it. The characters themselves, or the enemies, they can be quite tricky in places, and I'm not very good at this game, as you can probably tell from the gameplay you're seeing. But it's definitely a game that I've found myself drawn to again and again and again. If I sort of sat there thinking, what shall I play? At the moment, Noita is doing that for me. One of the lovely kind of examples of the enemies you get in this game is right here. I mean, each enemy pretty much drops a bit of gold. Use that gold to level up your wands and get new spells when you get to a certain sort of stage. Once you get to the bottom of where you are, the stage will kind of upgrade your wands and on your spells and stuff. I am waffling. I'm apologise. I'm apologise. That's a new one. So, what can you expect from the kind of depth that I talked about a little bit earlier? So, in this game, you have your wands, and each wand has a couple of slots for spells. And not only can you have different projectiles that will be, fired off in order of what's on the actual wand itinerary and the inventory of the spells you can have on it, you can actually get things that will cast triple or double the spells in the wand, so you can actually manufacture the wand how you want. But it does come down to a bit of luck as to what you will actually find. Oh, that was quite good. What you'll actually find in the game as you play through. Sorry, I was just completely mesmerised by my almost lack of skill, and then suddenly I had a bit of skill and I got all excited. Anyway, so in these ones you have a bit of depth that you can customise these attacks how you want them. Do you want some more explosive stuff if you manage to pick them up, or do you want more projectiles and speed of fire and stuff like that? Do you want some protection from some of the elements that you're going around in? So when you're touching toxic slime or toxic sludge, which you want to be invulnerable, you might get that chance. And it's that randomness that makes it very, very replayable. You have so many kind of bits, like here you've got two lanterns, and you can fire those, and the oil inside the lanterns will spill out and make other things catch fire, and you can see the wood there catching fire just above where the flames are, and that will feed by the rest of the wood that's surrounding it. You got the skull, obviously explosive crates, and you have potions. Now I've just picked up some pheromone, which I haven't quite really worked out what that does apart from make everything love you. Maybe to take less damage, I don't know. But yeah, so the game itself is quite simple, very Dead Cellsy. If you've ever played Dead Cells, you're aiming to get to the end of the game and beat the big bad boss. In this game, I've only got through the first 3 environments, and the difficulty curve does go up quite exponentially, I've got to say. I think they're expecting you to have a good run and end up with some good gear after the first or second area. It's not so much of a spoiler, but it's definitely can be very, very challenging. There I've just picked up an egg. What do I do with the egg? I throw the egg completely out of shot. So it does spawn, there you go, something that loves you. But I generally just kill them. You know, it's quite good. And you get these tablets around the place. Haven't worked out how to use them, and I have lost a shit ton of gold when that thing jumped at me. But I've got to say, this game isn't overly expensive, but in terms of replay value, you will get a lot of enjoyment from this thing. There's plenty to experience and find out. And I think the mystique of the game is something that does draw me back. There are probably so many elements, and here's the portal, by the way, for the next area. Ooh, exciting. But there'll be so many things in this game that actually make me feel that there's so much more to see. And that's really important with a game like this. Obviously, a lot of effort has gone into making the game work, making the game feel fluid and responsive. I mean, it's quite a fast-paced game at times, and you don't want it to be something that just hangs around. Makes you feel like you're having to work for that enjoyment of the game. And here you can see I'm just choosing between some wands. I don't think there's actually anything here that I want. I think I'll probably pick up the fourth one if my memory serves me correctly. I'm not actually playing while I'm talking, I'm not that good. I am actually just commentating over the top of this. But I would say, as a recommendation, as a review of this, I probably would give it a 7 out of 10. Because I think it's really solid. And I'd love to see what they do with it next, with any sort of updates and maybe extra factors and places. I mean, games like Kingdom and Dead Cells, that type of like art style with the pixelated but modern graphics, you know what I mean? It's not like it's blocky and chunky like it used to be back in the 80s and 90s, but it's kind of arcing back to that era in the graphical style, but the actual gameplay and the fluidity is there of a modern game. Here I choose the melee immunity. I forgot I chose that. So that's obviously a skill, one of the 3 you can choose, but you can't go back and actually sort it out. So from now you drop into the second area and have some fun. This is usually where I end up dying, but I think I did quite well on this run, so that's that. So I would definitely recommend this to anybody that's in that kind of Dead Cells fan base. It's got a different mechanic. You know, you've got a little jetpack or ability to kind of hover, as you can see and have seen for the entire video, but that can cause some trouble if you get hit with certain things. It kind of saps that energy. It's just really well layered with the enemies, and you can see here suddenly someone throwing explosives at you, and those pink fucking things that take forever to kill with the wand I have right now. But they can't hurt me, so it's quite interesting because I've got immunity to their melee attacks. So I actually survived a bit more than I usually did. But yeah, I would certainly recommend this to anybody that's interested in this style of game. It'll be worth your money, and I personally think you'll have a really great time with it. And there's going to be shit tons of guides and ways to finish the game, beat the game. There's probably lots of people that have done a lot better than me and have done it in a couple of hours. But do you know what? I don't play games just to beat them. I play them to enjoy them, and this is one of them. So yeah, I think it's fantastic, and I just wanted to share that with you and make sure that it's seen by as many people as I can possibly help, because it is one of those games I think is a strong game. And here I am, I'm just trying to work out how to get that fucking wand, and I don't know if I manage it or not, because I'm not doing a good job right now. Shall I just leave this here and let you watch me get that wand? I don't know. No, probably not. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments about the game, and whether you'd like to see more games of this ilk on the channel reviewed. I do like playing them, and they're very, very fun. So let me know downstairs in the comments. And don't forget, we have videos coming out every Wednesday and Saturday, so check back then for some more awesome content. I cannot talk today. Jesus Christ. Anyway. I've been Snare, and this has been really fun. My character's now on fire. Yeah, but please like and subscribe. We are fantastically grateful at Overbyte Gaming for anyone that wants to get involved with our videos and our community. So yeah, while I'm just staring at myself about to die, well, that's what it feels like anyway. Thank you for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, love you, bye bye.